Good afternoon, distinguished speaker, my dear colleagues, and all participants present. On behalf of AJU family, I would take this opportunity to welcome our speakers. The speaker for the sixth session is Mr. Sandeep Pingale, Director, E-Construct Design and Build Private Limited. Mr. Pingale is a senior professional with over 15 years of experience in engineering consultancy, construction, and skill training. He is an accomplished entrepreneur, having established eConstruct Design and Build Private Limited and delivered several projects within India and abroad. Mr. Pingale has designed the tallest iconic high-rise building in Dubai. He has also delivered over 60 technical workshops and lectures across university in Dubai and India. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation.
Yes, welcome. Thank you. Thanks a lot, actually. A very good evening to all the students, all the professors and dignitaries. I would like to start directly to the presentation. So are you ready, everyone? Please, you can just give the chat to the chat box, actually. Yes, 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 something like that, so that we'll know that we are talking to you, not something like my laptop. Yes, okay, so let's get started. Actually, I'll just try to share certain screenshots and the presentation so that you'll come to know that what we are into and all, actually. So this is the I would like to explain you the first of all the company presentation at this moment. Project management, we are into also the project management while from the start of this any particular project, actually. You will see that what is the definition of the project, actually, what's the reason behind the project, right from that actually to the closing. So generally, we are having so many different phases, actually, whether it is capturing this the project requirements, then you can see the preparation for the business studies and all. Actually, you can see the development and the management plan and all. So we are having various different the teams or the stakeholders, actually, to deal with the project management. So this is the project management cycle, actually. Initially, this is the initial phase in which the project definition or project constraints, project statement, then it goes to the planning phase, where we are having the initial planning, estimation, scheduling and all. The third phase is the execution phase, where project team acquisition, development and the management would be there. And the fourth one is the project closure. I've seen many of the projects, actually, the builders and all. You will see that they are not able to close the project. Because of that, actually, they are going into the losses. So let's say a particular apartment or a corporate project is going on, or a government project. How to hand over? Actually, handing over is like the compliances, legalities, the municipal requirements and the requirements of the people to whom we are dealing with this project. So all these things are very important when it comes to the the project closure. So project management comes with all the different disciplinary things, actually. Okay, so that we deal with. You cannot deal with the project only with the one or two project managers, or the team of some civil engineer or a site coordinator or site people. So you require the technology. Okay, so BIM technology, project management technology, coordination tools, variance calculations, reporting, all these things are very, very important to deal with any of the project management. Okay, so we deal with this kind of disciplinary things also. Now, coming back to the services that we offer, actually, we generally go into the construction, consultancy and corporate training. So we are basically into three areas. Later on, I'll show you the individual disciplinary portfolio also. Construction is like we are into the RCC field and all. if you see the consultancy, you can go, there are architectural structural consultancy. We are having PMC. PMC is one of the software product actually we are developing. I'll just give you the glimpse of that as well. Then we are into the MEP, which is mechanical, electrical, plumbing. BIM and IIM technology. What is BIM? Is building information modeling and infrastructure information modeling. Actually, this is not a very unique term that so many people are using, but for the infrastructure development also we require such kind of technological platforms. Corporate trainings also, we are there into the giving the trainings to fresh graduates, contractors, corporate people, as well as government sectors. Okay, so sectorial wise, actually we can deal with so many different sectors. Actually, I've seen that actually so many people. I would like to request each one of you that if you can just mute your mic, would be okay. Actually, because there are hundreds of people are watching it. So I know that in this COVID-19, everybody is working from home. So your home sound will come in between. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's get going. Um, the sectors that a civil engineer can deal with is like you just name the sector. Actually, there the civil engineers are there. Actually, so these are the sectorial portfolio. Now, BIM technologies, building modeling, that is a dimensional study, shop drawings, accurate quantity takeoff, clash detections, and BIM infrastructure modeling, as well as the real time taking linkage. Actually, so these are the various like 2D, 3D. I have not mentioned 2D because it is by obvious. You will be having the blueprint on the site actually, which you are going to take it actually, and you will see that all the drawings like 2D, like sections, elevations, and also that's a 2D drawing basically, the blueprint, like this. One more thing I just wanted to tell you, because I know that everybody got settled. So in the chat box, you can tell me that which language is more comfortable with you, if you don't mind. Okay, because I'm going on speaking in English and all. Actually, do you want to speak in Hindi or something like that? English is better. Yeah, good, good, good. Okay, okay. Okay, sir, mix. Okay, English we call it as Hindi and English. Okay, good, good, good. Yogesh, Abhinash, and all actually good. So I'll just get started. So the next slide is this prefabrication and erection. Actually, whenever there is a complicated structures, actually you require a sophisticated tool to deal with this. Revit structure is one of the tool, Tekla is another tool. There are various other MEP tools are also there actually in the industry, but these are the main ones that you need to deal with whenever there is a steel structure erection, including the roofing, including the connections and all. Actually, the roofing services, that various roofing, if you go to the airport also, you'll see that various types of roofing systems are there. Actually, hundreds and thousands of different varieties, colors, the material, the kind of strength that it is having, the kind of expansion and contraction, the thermal properties as well. So you will see that there are so many properties are there. So it's very important for you guys to understand what kind of roofing services a civil engineer can deal with, this kind of avenue as well. Now, as a company, actually we offer the end-to-end solutions actually, particularly in this in the civil, whether it is the steel or a concrete, both actually. In this particular slide, I'll just deal with the steel detailing, the rebar detailing, whether it is BBS, we call it as bar bending schedule, connection design, fabrications, and roofing. Okay, so all these things actually we need to deal with this when it comes to the steel. Now, these are the client details and all. Actually, consultancy projects. Actually, I would like to show you that this is one of the prestigious projects that we are into. Amnupa Mandapa. It is still there on board. Actually, we got initial clearance from the government, but still it's pending actually regarding the funds and all. So it is almost 650 crores rupees project. Actually, it's a temple project actually, which is there in the North Karnataka, Bidar district. So this is what actually myself, Sandeep here, and we have presented to this to honorable previous ex chief minister. Actually, this is another project, KSDB, Karnataka Slum Development Project. This is also, we were there. Steel structures also, you can see that this is a steel structure, bungee jumpy. It is already done. If you go to Goa, you just ask anybody where is this bungee jumpy, you will go to this project actually, right? So we are actually into the structural designing of some outside India projects also. Canada. This is G+8, 3 towers actually, Contessa. building, and you can just see the different types of buildings that we have done it in Canada. So all the slides whichever you are seeing at this moment are all are from the Canadian projects actually. So that we have done here from the our office here in Bangalore. Right, so you can see that varied variety of the project actually. The topic today was the structural engineering. So superstructure, substructure, stability checks, different types of analysis, static, dynamic, non-linear buckling, vibrations, long-term creep, so many different types of analysis. We do that to solve this project actually. So many project actually, we have designed. I'll just go through the slides quickly because there are too many projects actually. The highest building that in India that we have designed so far is 62, and as a personal thing actually up to 82-story building actually I've designed where it is there in Dubai. Right, so this is the entire portfolio actually. So you can see that varied variety of projects actually, not only the steel structure which you can see here, composite structure, one of the building which you can see over here, it is a mall, Reliance Mall actually. So you can see that varied variety of projects actually are there. Architectural projects also we have done for small villas to high-rise buildings also we have done so many projects. So now turnkey projects. So what are the turnkey projects? You take, as a career guideline also, I'll tell you that if you really want to start your own business, actually, start with a small project actually. Let's say ground floor or G+1 or something actually. Just so that you'll get something to start with. All right. So I would like to request host if you can just mute all the people. Yeah, and there is option in Zoom actually that you can, restrict the access for the mic actually. Thank you very much. Right, thank you. So let's get going. So this is actually the individual small villas that we have started, constructing. Certain projects actually, the shoring structures we have done. Then we have done the high-rise buildings also in Mysuru. Uh, this is a code building actually in Tumkuru. So like that actually so many projects. This is a school project actually at the right bottom corner. Yeah, so 3D portfolio, there is a school, there is a hospital, actually the iconic structure. Right, so many actually different projects actually we are dealing with this. You can see that the compound wall, this is a unique type of compound wall. We call it as pigmented blots, which restricts the the use. You don't need to repaint every after 2-3 years actually. So the it is inherent color actually which gets absorbed, and you can see the design and some kind of innovations actually we have done it in compound wall design as well. Right, so we are doing handful interior project we have done actually. So these are some villa projects actually. You can see the construction projects, you can see just the names and the amounts and all actually. Okay, so these are certain photographs actually of the construction projects that we are dealing with at this moment. I'll just go a little fast because I need to show you so many things. We are there into the factories. This is for the road constructions as well. There's a road development. Now, when it comes to the infrastructure development, actually, whether it is a road or maybe certain buildings associated to that. So layout development. See. We are using the IIM tool actually, which is the infrastructure information modeling tool. So this is one of the tool actually. I just wanted to tell you that you can see the development, land layout development actually. So if you need to get develop a particular road or something there, so you take the entire Google map actually on board. You can import that thing in the software actually. You can see the contours actually. You'll get it from the total station. So see, whenever you deal with a project actually, please don't misunderstand me, but you need to deal with various sectors in the college or in the whether you are there in the diploma, BTech, MTech, and anywhere actually, you deal with the subject. Okay, so you will deal with a very limited amount of scope. I mean, like only surveying, only geodesy, only geology, Hello, hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sorry, actually, I think there was some network problem. I don't know. Anyway, so let's get started. I hope everybody is enjoying, actually.
Connect.
Yeah, any problem, anything, please chat it. Yeah, am I audible properly? Yes. Are you feeling excited? Yes, yes. Okay, okay. Let's get going. I'm sure that within 1 hour, I'll give you a lot of rain so that you'll have a lot of
Hindi,
knowledge.
Hindi or English, what is preferred?
Yeah, what is the language that you
What is the
prefer?
language preferred?
हिंदी. थोड़ा हिंदी में बात करूं, अच्छा लगेगा? I think you are from
Actually, sir, we
Jharkhand,
have
right?
some candidate from South India.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
So fine, fine. So I'll discuss in English. I'm comfortable with both, no problem. So this is the layout actually, which I would just want to tell you. This is the actual site location. Actual site location. It means what is it? It's something like you will zoom the plan, which is a Google layout, and you will see that the RLs, and you can see that different RL, the local levels and all will be there, and you will formulate that how to do the development and all, whether that is a road or anything actually, right? So you will choose which particular road that you need to deal with it actually. This is like infrastructure planning. Like building planning is there, where is the living room, bedroom and all actually, based on the vastu prakara and all these things. There are various concepts are there. I mean, like whether you call it as the vastu concept, there are some light, air ventilations and all. Whereas if you come to the infrastructure, legal aspects also will be there. There would be certain aspects which are related to the land dealing with it, which is the government land. Some people are ready to give the land and all. So generally, government people, they deal with all these situations actually. Uh, uh, do you know any organization who deals with it? Anybody? For the land dealings and all, actually, for this NHAI. Yes, very good. Actually, in the chat box, you can chat with me. Okay. Right. So okay, so let's get started now. Once you deal with this, actually, see, I just wanted to tell you that some people are saying that this guy wanted to speak about the structural engineering. Abhi kidhar ghus gaya, where are you heading actually? Structural engineer that doesn't actually restrict himself only to the building sector. I mean, when it comes to the roads, when it comes to the highways, when it comes to the tunnels, when it comes to the bridges, actually the next slide is like the roads, the pavement design, the cutting and volume of cutting and filling volumes. Actually, this is like infrastructure design development actually. What is the total material that we require, and how much material we need to procure from the site? We need to dig it from the site. So cutting filling quantities, you will get it. So every RL actually will get to know so many things, and there are so many softwares actually. I just wanted to tell you with this medium to all the civil engineers actually, that without softwares in the 21st century, if you really want to deal with it, it's impossible. So this is a very high time that you should step inside the, so, you need to get the concepts from the your professors, your college and all actually. You need to learn the concepts through the reference books and all, and you need to start applying those kind of concepts through the software to the people, to the projects, to the consultants, to the other people actually, so that you can deliver the value added your services to those people. All right. So these are the material quantities which you'll get. When it comes to the roads and when it comes to national highways, actually the over bridges or the bridges are mandatory. So where the bridges will be there, what kind of design will be there and all actually, in which particular RL, what kind of situations are there, that you will study. So this is like individual mapping, designing, as well as every RL, what kind of situations are happening. So you can see that this is basically the software view. At every RL, different colors are given and what kind of situations, and there is a start station, end stations and all will be there. Right. So you can see the 3D layout, you can see the 3D view where the bridge is connected to the highways and all actually, and what kind of situation is there. We just need to get the sanction plan ready from the developing authority, and then let's get going like that. All right. So this is the animation. All right, so I hope you have enjoyed the kind of session that I have gave you. All right, so maybe you can put some light on the chat box so it will excite me. Did you like the presentation? Did you get the sound? Okay, yes, yes, good, 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 good. Okay, so I would like to show you certain live project. Is that okay? Okay, so fine, fine. So this is the slideshow. Actually, I just wanted to show you. Now, this is not only just the our company E-Construct Designable Private Limited. This is actually the courtesy is in steel. Actually, their head office is there in Navi Mumbai. E-Construct is official partner with them actually. So I would like to show you both the projects actually, which along with the BIM technology, how it has been done. So this is the project actually. When it comes to the metros and all the railways and all, you have to deal with the BIM technology. So you can just check that how the models and all can be done. So these are actually at the Worli. This is a canopy design. This is basically the project, the Medina Airport actually, the project which has been done with the BIM technology, and the erection has been done actually. Uh, yeah, so you can see that actually this is another project actually, one ISSC Bombay Reality Wadala. Okay, so Pondicherry University, this is also the roofing and all. Calzip is the company which has carried out all this. So along with the BIM technology, just for the building actually infrastructure projects, how it can be done. I would like to tell you one more time. Actually, these are not the E-Construct project. This is the project. These are the project actually the BIM projects has been done in connection with the in-steel engineers. All right, so I just wanted to tell you, since it's a education video actually, in education seminar or a webinar, uh, how what kind of complexity can be achieved through the technological enhancements. So you can see that various different projects actually. So international projects also, you can see the Grand Hyatt Hotel and so many different places. You can see the Hyatt Hotel actually at the Gurgaon and all. Actually, you can see the design drawings actually. See, these are the 2D drawings that you and me are knowing till now. But currently, the era has changed, that the MEP model need to be done in the variety of BIM softwares actually. Right, so actual site versus the structural model and the real site things. Actually, you can just look into this. The Canada projects also, the complexities. See, in Canada, it's a reverse. In India, we require cooling because it's a hot country. The temperature is quite higher at some part of the India, but when you go to Canada, actually you need to increase the temperature. So instead of the air conditioner or air cooler, actually you need to warm the air. So that kind of systems are required, and this kind of modeling can be done. Sidco Exhibition Center. You can see that varied variety of projects actually that can be achieved. This is like mass housing project. Yeah, so Tata projects, Soham developers, so many projects actually that can be designed and constructed with the technological enhancements. Steel structures. Okay. Uh, Meditation center, or whether it is a refinery project and all, actually it's a very complex refinery. Sometimes actually fit in also will be difficult. So such kind of things can be done with this. 2D 3D rebar detailing also can be done. This is our Canada, Raheja and all actually. The new product, actually the software which we are in the coming run, actually we are going to launch, we call it as EPMC actually, how electronically the project management can be done. so we can get the timesheets and so many other things. Actually we can get the what are the issues are there and all. Actually you can see that how many, this is a Kanban views. Actually what during the project actually we need to deal with all this. So whatever the bar chart, Gantt charts are there, actually how it is going along with the mobile system. On the right hand side you can see the mobile system also, through which also you can do the planning, designing as well. Report generation will be happening through the Excel sheets also, through the material monitoring and reconciliation will happen in-house. These are the planned versus the actual activities, so that we'll get the S-curve properly. There are some checklists are there, digital site reporting formats and all. We are also there into the education, the corporate education, the corporate world. So you can, these are certain photographs that, I have delivered almost more than 300-400 number of workshops all over the India as well as abroad. So you can see myself here actually and see, all the workshops that we have delivered as a person, as a company, as a team, as a whole. All right, so even the people from America actually has come, people from Canada, from Australia, so many people, they come to our company to get the corporate trainings. There are so many colleges also, they are associated with us for their trainings and upliftment. These are the certain our certificates and all. So this is how actually I just wanted to show you the company profile. All right, so thank you very much for this opportunity. I just wanted to take certain doubts or the questions that you might be having. You can just type it on the chat box which is given below, so that I can answer the questions, answers. Yes, sir, show me your live projects. I think I just shown you so many live projects actually. If you want few more actually, I don't know, 1 minute, I'll just show you the, I cannot take you to the site actually. I'll show you the tallest tower in India. Is that okay? The foundation design and other things. You can just put a chat actually. Yeah. Yeah, Riaz Ali is saying actually, does ETABS command necessary to become project manager? ETABS, my dear Riaz Ali, ETABS is basically the structural designing software. Okay, one thing is actually the designing, another thing is execution. All right, so please do not get confused between the execution as well as the designing. All right, so design, structural design, so ETABS is basically for the structural designing. Sir, what is the purpose of this webinar? Webinar is generally webinars are for education and awareness. Shivam Gupta. What is the software for that you used for the road projects actually? Yeah, there are various, Civil 3D is there, InfraWorks is there, then normal general AutoCAD is there, the BIM detailer is there actually. So many different softwares that we use. It's not only one software. You need to understand, suppose if the road is there actually and the bridge is coming actually, in that case we need to use Tekla also if the steel structure is coming. So please do not see the project, the software actually. You need to look into the project as in toto. All right. So for the project, you need to deal with varied variety of the software. Which is the best software for the design? STAAD.Pro or ETABS actually? See, I mean, to be very honest, I would say that, let's say Burj Dubai got designed into ETABS, so I'll go for ETABS. Okay, so it's like that. So if you say that, for example, STAAD.Pro, some people like steel structures and 2D frames and all, actually some people still using the STAAD.Pro. I would say that this is little high time to go to the higher levels. Stat Pro, if you see the history, I just don't want to market eTabs or Stat Pro or something. I'm not here. I'm not having any agency of any of the software, but I just want to tell you, as a student wise, you need to rely on the software which which company it is developing. Like Stat Pro is getting developed with the Bentley. It's a top company, no, undoubtedly. But research engineers were developing that, and then later on they have sold it to the Bentley. So because of that, the cost of the software has gone up, and somehow actually the track. I mean, if you see the diaphragm concepts are very good from the technicality point of view, I'll tell you the diaphragm concepts are very good in eTabs. You can do the thin shell, thick shell modelings properly. The finite element along with the beam and the column, along with the area elements, it is happening automatically. You don't need to deal with so many different numbers of elements and renaming and remodeling, and and then get confused that which number is where and all. So that problem is there in Stat Pro. The earthquake loads generation is very good actually in eTabs rather than in Stat Pro. So varied actually. Just I'll tell you what is not happening in Stat Pro. One thing is the creep analysis is not happening properly in Stat Pro. You take the construction sequence analysis along with the creep, it's not possible in Stat Pro. Then which is happening in eTabs. The third thing is actually, which I just wanted to tell you, that if you take the composite structures, actually the connections and all this, the steel structure connections and all, those are happening in eTabs, which is not there in Stat Pro. So recently they have added the PT also in eTabs, which is not, I don't know, in the very latest version they might have used it, but as per my knowledge, it's not there. So there are various advantages are there when it comes to the eTabs. So that's why actually I just wanted to show you. Now, what is the difference between the ordinary and extraordinary civil engineer? Oh, come on. Oh boy. Okay, sir. Project done by eConstruct Private Limited. Yes, I think in also I told you that it's a team of eConstruct. We are having a civil studio as a club also with us, actually, and that those projects actually I just shown you. Ladisha something. See, one more actually. Aveen Shetty is saying, sir, please explain about infrastructure and how to click ourselves perfectly on infrastructure. See, infrastructure development and management, if you really want to do actually, then first of all, initially, please try to understand the project management properly. As well as along with that certain design aspects also, like how to read the drawings, how to check the drawings, how to create the drawings. Then you can deal with the designing also. Let's say for example, what kind of the uh, road system that you need to deal with it. uh, Even the water, how the water will go from the roads and all, actually. So certain things actually will be given by the municipal corporation or from the particular authority, but on the site also you need to look into it. Third thing is like project management is very important when it comes to the road. See, two things are very important for you guys to understand. When it comes to the buildings, corporate projects, high-rise buildings and all, number of items will be more. Am I right? So you need to deal with, let's say, around, if it is item rate contract, actually, you'll see that, almost like hundreds of items are there. Excavation, PCC, RCC, block work, brickwork, plastering, painting, you take the dadoing or maybe tiling, roofing and all. Uh, Plumbing, MEP is there. But when it comes to the roads or something, the items are very less. One is excavation, another one is filling, compaction. You put the jelly, they're calling it as base, sub base and all, actually different technical terms. But what you do is you try to maintain the compaction level properly so that you can put a tar and make it plain so that the car will move. Right. So number of items when it comes to the infra roads and all, actually it is very less, but the spread is more, like maybe a kilometer wise spread will be there. So your labors and all, actually the moving, there is a lead also, the moving also. So things are there. So transportation things are also come into the play. So project management has got a different dynamics when it comes to the infrastructure and when it comes to the buildings. Building is static at one place at one go, whereas site office also will be there. But here the road itself is moving, right? You need to move along with the road. So it has to be carried out in different phase wise actually. All right. So project management is one of the very key important thing that if you really want to go, I think this is the question Mr. Shetty is asking, how to enter into the infrastructure line is, best project manager you need to become. Actually the best project how you will become, you need to find out the quantity surveying, estimation, costing, BOQ, BBS, bar bending schedule, as I told you, master into that. One more thing actually I just wanted to tell you is about uh, you know the uh, the network path, the bar charts and all. In my presentation also I have, you might have seen that critical paths, that there is baselines and all. Actually the certain inherent concepts about the project management you must adopt in yourself actually, so that you can enter into the infrastructure line. See, please understand that actually unless and until you know certain things, actually don't try to jump into the industry. Otherwise you will have a lot of problems. I have seen that many people, they got a job and they got, unfortunately during the layoff they have to, they have to come out of the job. Why? Because they can't cope that kind of competition. So please understand that after doing the BTech, MTech or something, actually you just need to make sure that are you going to be an asset to the company, or you are going to be a liability to the company. If you are going to be an asset to the company, then definitely this is a time that you should go ahead. Abdul is asking, I am planning to seek my career in structural engineering and structural designing field. How do I achieve it? Any suggestions? See, structural designing, I would say that there are 4 pillars actually. 4 pillars are there. Pillar number 1, actually, what is the pillar number 1 is a software line. Okay, software, you need to know the softwares. That is mandatory. There is no way out. So many people, they say that shear force bending moment diagram usi mein zindagi khapa dete. nahi. See, I'll tell you very honestly, shear force bending moment diagrams are important. I'm not saying no. I just wanted to tell you that I've seen so many people who are launching the videos also, shear force kaise calculate karta hai, bending moment kaise kar. Abhi bhaiya, that era has gone. You need to understand that softwares are giving certain values. You need to understand that the shape of the shear force is right or wrong, shape of the bending moment is right or wrong, input parameters are right or wrong, is there any warning error, bugs which are there in the model that you are creating, and some values, the pictorial value. You are not going to see the each and every shear force and bending moment diagram or each every column beam and all. It is impossible. You take 34, the 83-story building which I have designed, actually I hardly analyzed anything manually except the base shear and certain key elements. Apart from that, software does the job. In today's 21st century world, let me tell you very straight, you listen to me at this moment or maybe 10 years down the line, there are so many professors also, they come to our company to learn certain things. Actually, I know that some professors also would be watching here. I wanted to tell you very honestly, 21st century is very, very important for the software. Okay, the IT, the technology, right? The first pillar is software. Now what softwares you will learn? Actually, ETABS, SAFE, SAP 2000, Procon, RCDC. These are the softwares that you should learn. You should be acquainted with. Otherwise it would be very difficult for you to get along with the different type of job. Now let me show you a couple of models, actually, since this question is related to the uh, just a minute, give me 1 second, actually just open it. Just a minute. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'll just share the screen also with you guys. Just give me a moment. Yeah, and somebody want to say that I was asking also, sir, please show me the live project and all. This is a live project right in front of you. All right. This is a project in Mumbai, actually. So you can just, I'll just show you that you go to the, let's say, replicate stories. These many levels are there. If you see that, actually, this is 132-meter high, 132 meter. Yeah, 100-meter running race. So that's how it is. It is that kind of projects actually we are dealing with. Okay, so I would like to show you the 3D view also. See here. All right, so this is the parking where stack parking and all will be there, as well as you can see the podiums and all. All right, so here on the top you can go to the top floor. Actually, these are actually if you can see that there are some typical floors. At some places we call it as refuge floors. Refuge floors means if the fire is happening, actually you need to come out and the people will take you away. All right, so you can see that there is a refuge floor at this place. Here also there is a cutout here, and as you go up here also, you'll see the refuge floor. All right, so this is how actually you will have the models. You will need to define the material properties from here. You need to define the the frame sections from here, and there is varied variety of things would be there actually. All right, so I hope you are enjoying. Yeah, please give some thumbs up, yeah, so that I can feel some life here. Yes, in the chat box. Okay, Osama Muhammad, I have shared one video called career graph and salary package. Okay, so this is what, okay. Study software learn. Yeah, see the first pillar, as I told you, is the software. All right, so I would like to again share the screen. First thing is the software. I'm just showing you one software. Okay, there will be like GitHub, Safe, SAP 2000. So many softwares are there actually. All right. So first thing is software. After the software is over, actually, you need to learn the codes. If you go to some places, actually, you have to learn the codes. Like this is 1893. 1893 is earthquake engineering. You need to know that why these parameters are used, where to use, why to use, and all. Actually, what are the significance and all. Actually, the second thing is the codes. You need to learn the codes, learn all the codes, maybe minimum 10 times, not one time, two times, no 5 times, no 9 times, 10 times minimum. Just go through it clause by clause, create your own notes for the codes properly. Actually, then you will see that you are learning something actually. Otherwise, only 1 or 2 times going through, you won't learn anything. So first one is software. You need to learn varied variety of software, not only one. Actually, see, you can see that why varied variety. Where is the foundation here to this building? There is no foundation. It is just the fixed support. So no foundation only. And you know that every building will have a foundation. So again, we need to deal with the safe. Safe is another software actually for this, right? So please understand that actually along with the ETAB, safe is also very important. Then the SAP 2000. SAP 2000 is basically, another software. Like this is SAP 2000. Right. So if a time permits, actually, I'll show you some projects also over there. Actually, uh, SAP 2000 is basically the infrastructure and all. So let's say I would like to show you. Just a minute. Some problem is happening, I guess. Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, I think, yeah, foundation design also I'll show you. So this is one of the building, high-rise building actually. 6 basement, 27-meter deep foundation. Deep reality is the client. Okay, so I just actually zoom in. This is JCB and all. People are going here and they're doing. This is like more than 5-6 story building below the ground. This is a ground floor. So can you see this here, shoring piles? Can you see this here? Actually, there is a shoring beam is there, the top, and this particular portion is not digged. Why? Because this acts like a buttress, like a support to this shoring walls. So this is one of the key design actually, because if you do such a big excavation, this soil will intend to come inside, right? Because of the earth pressure, right? You can see the neighboring buildings also here. So how to design such kind of footings? Actually, we call it as foundation system design. So some kind of this kind of system, unfortunately, in the college, we didn't get a chance to learn, to be very honest. So what as a civil engineer you need to learn is like only foundation, like some people they say the isolated footing, combined footing, raft, pile plus raft, and all. This is when you go there at that level, that will come. Before there is waterproofing, there is excavation, there are shoring piles, there are normal piles are there. There in the piles also there are so many different types of piles. So as a system you need to learn, correct? खाना पकाना जो है वो खाली रोटी बेलना नहीं है. रोटी इज लाइक वन पर्टिकुलर एरिया. यू नीड टू लर्न. रोटी भी चाहिए, सब्जी भी चाहिए, अलग अलग टाइप की सब्जी चाहिए, एंड देन वी विल हैव द डेजर्ट आल्सो. दैट देन ओनली यू कैन बिकम अ शेफ, right? So it's very important that along with the softwares you need to learn the codes. Third thing is engineering principles. What is engineering principle mean to say is, see, whenever you're dealing with the principle, let's say for example in India we call it as shakkar, sugar. When you go to America, the shakkar becomes a sugar. When you go to different countries, based on their language tones and all, actually that things will, that they will call it as different names, but sugar is sugar only. Am I right? Principle doesn't change. Similarly, I just want to tell you, gravity is gravity only. You go to America, this is not like American gravity, right? In India also gravitational force, there also it is gravitational force. It doesn't change. All right. So it is very important for you guys to understand that these principles, actually structural engineering principles, you need to learn. Let's say SOM, where is a code in it? There is no code. Strength of material. Material is material. Strength is strength. BD cube by 12 is here in India, there in abroad. So certain principles actually will never change. So third pillar, when you want to become a structural engineer, is these the principles. The fourth thing, which is very, very important, unfortunately in the college, actually, even the professors and everybody, actually, they're doing a really great job, to be very honest, because there is a big syllabus for them to finish, unfortunately. Okay, but industry goes out of the syllabus. It is, they have to deal with so many MVP also. So it is practically impossible within just 4 years to complete so many assignments, to complete so many chapters, to complete so many subjects. Actually, there is a pressure with the education system also, and so many times actually you guys are not there in the class. So that that also happens, bunking of the class and all, right? So see, please understand that. So you need to go out of the box and need to work on the live projects. So how the live projects can be done in the colleges? It is not possible. So when you are having certain time, let's say break time, let's say from third year to fourth year, or maybe third year first semester to fourth year second semester, when you get a time, actually you should do small internships, or you should work with certain things actually where you will get some exposure. That's very important. All right. So 4 pillars, आपका building बन जाएगा. Building means the career in the structural engineering will be assured. All right. So I'll take some other doubts that you guys are having. All right. So SAP 2000 generally for foundation, substructure, and all. Actually, superstructure, I think. No. SAP 2000 is basically infrastructure, boss. SAP 2000 is generally utilized for the infrastructure projects. It is not for the just the superstructure or substructure. Right? SAFE actually it is for the substructure. All right. So I think Meghna is saying something about tell us something about the post tension PT slabs and all. Actually in India, यूज मत करना, पीटी में थोड़े प्रॉब्लम्स है. I mean, what problems actually? See, when I was there in abroad, actually, the kind of strain and whatever the things actually, you go to Australia, you go to Canada, so many places, the people are very equipped actually. They they are knowing so many things about the PT. Where in India, actually, there is a problem in PT. Try to avoid at the initial. PT means kya? Dombari khel. You know that. That small string rope will be there, and one girl, small girl or boy, actually will be there. Will do dombari. Like dombari means will stand on that small boy, and people they pay something on the street, right? So that cord is nothing but the tension cord, right? There is a tension in that. So similarly, actually, the post tension is also like that. So if the one PT strand fails, actually, imagine that actually it is something like 8 to 10 rods you are not given, and if it is not locked at the both the cases, actually, then it will be a very big disastrous failure that will happen. So at the very early stage, actually, Meghna ji, मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ कि you try to avoid using the PT. But as a discipline, as an engineering discipline, I am not saying that no, you should not be using. If you go to the bridges, so many places actually people are using it, but initially I would suggest not to go for it at this moment, because there is a high risk actually, because the spans are quite big, and if you see the bridge span is also quite big and all. Actually in PT, if you are not very comfortable in those areas, try to learn the first RCC, try to learn the steel, and then you go to the PT or pre-stress or those kind of areas. Right. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the session. Actually, sir, let's talk about the seismic engineering. Sagar is asking the question. Actually, see, seismic is kya hai? Earthquake aa gaya, jhatka. Okay, static hai, dynamic. There is a static in earthquake and there is a dynamic earthquake. Okay. Earthquake to earthquake hai, dynamic hi hota hai, but we need to deal with the static forces first. Why? Because we need to find out what is the total amount of base shear acting on it. All right, so total amount of base shear is required after you do the base shear calculation. Then you know how to give those forces, the transfer those forces on the top floor, actually, like WIHI square divided by summation of WIHI square. That's the calculation generally, that how you transfer those actually to the upper floors, right? So this is about the I mean, there is a modal analysis for that. Modal mass participation is there, how the modal values are there and all, actually. So many things are allied with the earthquake engineering. All right, it's a very interesting topic, one of my favorite also, earthquake engineering, where modal analysis, first mode, second mode, third mode, which gives the behavior of the structure. The first mode is preferred to be translation. The second and third mode actually can be rotation, but you need to have minimum 10% of time period gap in between. That is given in IS 16700. So all these things are given in the different codes. If you really want to learn actually the codes, uh, please do not learn only Indian codes. ओके, गाड़ी चलानी है तो क्या खाली बजाज की स्कूटर चलाएंगे आप? यू नीड टू लर्न अदर व्हीकल्स आल्सो. नहीं ठीक है, मारुति 800 भी चलानी है, नहीं ठीक है, बजाज भी ले लिया, ये होंडा भी ले लिया, फिर मर्सिडीज, काफी चले, अलग अलग कार सबको सीखनी है. तो सिमिलरली व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू इज only one code is not enough to have that look on or the expertise on the subject that you are dealing with. You need to learn the different codes also, right? So let's say for example earthquake 1893 आपको पढ़ना है. If you really want to learn 1893, you need to learn the other 3-4 softwares also. Let's say UBC 97. Okay, at least one other or maybe ACI code. You learn the IS 16700 code, right? Okay, so I think fourth pillar we have not discussed. Somebody say Rahman is asking fourth pillar. Fourth pillar bhaiya software. Pehla pillar hai software. Second pillar is codes. Third pillar is like structural engineering principles, and fourth pillar is live projects. Live project जैसे ये project है, for example actually, and since you are asking the doubt again, I would like to show you. ये project है, इसका ये फाउंडेशन का ये डिटेल्स है. इसके लिए I mean you need to do a lot of testing also. High rise building, like this is 75-story building actually. Palace is royal, actually it's a completed project. Foundation, SPT nobody does for high-rise buildings. SPT ka concept chala gaya, it is gone. You learn it in the basic engineering course actually, which you are doing BTech, MTech and all. But foundation testing is necessary. All right. So this is what actually you need to learn the other international. If you really want to become a geotechnical engineer, there's a software called Plaxis actually. 3D Plaxis, 2D Plaxis are there, through which you will do the modeling of the rock, soil, and all. Also, you'll do the superstructure modeling. Also, it's a 70-story building actually. It's there in Mumbai. The highest actually when it comes to the slenderness ratio 1:11 is a slenderness ratio. 1,700 ton was the capacity of a particular pipe. 1.2 meter was the pile diameter. Right. So how to do the ये site का photograph है. Imagine that, all of you guys, I think some 50-60 guys are there, and on YouTube almost like more than 400-500 people are watching actually this particular video. Thanks to the college for giving this kind of opportunity. So we are taking you to this site directly so that you can see the pile foundation which is going. Can you see these piles properly? So not only the piles, you need to do the pile testing machines, pile load testing actually. Thani Heights is the client for this. Right. So these are the piles. So there are two types of piles. Can you see these piles here? These are shoring piles, and these are actually the load bearing, the real piles, which will take the load. These are for the shoring piles, which will help that the soil will not fall down. All right. So many things are there when it comes to the civil engineering. It's not only one or two software. There are plenty of things are there actually. You need to learn sequence wise. गल्फ में कौन सा यूज लिख लो फटाफट BS 5950 सीखना है, देन BS 8110 सीखना है, गल्फ में जाना है. Okay, somebody is asking what are the codes that to be used in Gulf. I think he's Fauzan. I was there in Dubai actually, so I can tell you ACI 31 it is third code, UBC 97. ये चार कोड पढ़ेंगे तो दुबई जाने का रास्ता खुलेगा. Right? Sir, could you explain the response reduction? The response reduction factor is also known as ductility factor. Earthquake का झटका आ गया. Okay. Suppose ये building है. Earthquake का झटका आ गया. तो immediately building ऐसे dance नहीं करता है. चलो, oh earthquake, let's dance together. No, it's not like that. Initially there is a resistance. That resistance, how much percentage, how much allotment of that resistance, we call it as the response reduction factor. All right, so I hope you guys have enjoyed the session. Time history analysis, both bada topic hai. Time history and response spectrum method. These are the two dynamic methods. Krishna, actually time history, you require the different types of time histories. Like Bhuj earthquake, Killari earthquake. We are having a time history. Time versus the history means the deflection. Actually, different graphs are there. Non-linear time history can be utilized in the PBD, performance-based design. All right, ANSYS भैया आपको मैं हाथ जोड़ता हूँ. ANSYS Abdul is who is asking? Kundha. Somebody is from Kundha. Somebody. So generally ANSYS is the software where actually this is a software you need to be a scientist to deal with this software. Okay, so at a very early stage, don't deal with this. I would suggest you go for normal basic softwares and then you can go to the higher softwares. Okay, so thank you very much actually for giving us the opportunity. Okay, and I please give it back to the dignitaries. Thank you very much.
My headphones. Hello. I have it. Screen share. Host is not all part. Host has to. Host has to go and just tell. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, ma'am, we can hear.
Okay. So, uh, I'm
Hello. Good afternoon, ma'am.
yeah. Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. Now we move on to our seventh session. The speaker for the seventh session is Ms. Shraddha Pengale. She is an accomplished entrepreneur with an experience in setting up and managing volunteer ventures in education, skill development, and corporate training, leading business operations within India and abroad. She was involved in setting up eConstruct Design and Build Private Limited and three other organizations, and has mentored many entrepreneurs for setting up their own ventures. Thank you, ma'am, for accepting our invitation.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting us. Uh, so basically, my session is going to be about, since as ma'am told that I have been handling so many, all the people who are involved in the civil engineers ecosystem. I am very closely working with so many people, like I come across builders, contractors or landowners who want to construct their house, and also students, because we have a corporate training department, which is our third department. So after coming across with these all the people, I have seen the ecosystem very closely, and I think from that experience I have understood certain things. So I'm just going to share my experience with you all in this particular session. So are you ready? You can just write. Are you able to hear? Okay. So to start with, when we talk about ecosystem, do we have all students here, or how it is? Do we have working professionals? How many students are there? How many students? You're in which semester? Uh, which semester? First, second, third, fourth. So basically, if students are there, let me check. Okay, 6th sem, final year student, 8th sem. Okay, so we have, I think, mix here. We have a mix of, I think, second, third to fourth year final year students, and I think pass out people are also there, few of them. Basically, the main question which comes to the student's mind is, after I will pass out, how will I get it started? Do you agree? Most of the students, because I keep getting so many calls, I mean, I speak to so many civil engineering students, the only question every single person is having is, how will I get started? How my career will start after I come out my engineering or BTech, diploma, BTech or MTech? And after coming out, what if I, some civil engineers think that only site engineering is the one thing which they easily get, and which is a salary of 10,000, 12, 15,000 or 20,000. But actually civil engineering is not only about a site engineer job, wherein, I mean, civil site engineers also call and say that, ma'am, I'm feeling like a labor, I'm there on the site standing whole day and getting the gali from the contractor, and feeling is not nice, I'm not having job satisfaction. So what I would like to tell you all is, if you're a fresher, please take your paper and pen and write certain things. By end of the session, we are going to plan your career. You're going to write actually that what's required. Okay, take your paper and pen. So I'll take up the questions also. Some people are writing questions. I'll take it up at the end. But now I'll just take your paper and pen, I would say. And you need to understand your ecosystem. The first thing you need to know is, you people are doing your BTech or a diploma, BTech or MTech. So these 4 years or 6 years of studies which you have started is to become a civil engineer. But then who is going to utilize this knowledge? Tell me, whatever you are studying, who is actually going to utilize the your knowledge? So basically I will just try to show you one presentation also in some time. You need to understand the people in your ecosystem. So tell me, who are the people, who are the entities who are going to give the job to you? Who are the people who will give the job to you? Can you just write in the chat box? I would say, yeah, builders, companies. So just give me a moment. I'll just share the file with you. So, sorry for the delay. So the first thing I would like you to know that if you're passing out from your diploma, BTech or MTech, then after, are you able to see my screen? Yeah. Basically, if you are going to pass out, so after passing out and till now, you are going to come out from the campus, go to the corporate life, and then go till the retirement. So effectively, it's going to be 20 to 25 years of your career in the industry. Do you agree? You will be working minimum 20 to 30 years in the industry. That's the lifespan of your career in the civil industry. Just write in the chat box. Yes. So basically, if you are going to work for this much time, what you need to understand is after passing out till retirement, who are the people who will give me job, who will give me work? Now, the next thing is any civil engineer during his 20 to 25 years of span, which is going to work, will be basically working as an employee or as an employer, right? Or it may happen that initially you will work as an employee and later on you will work as an employer. So during this time, who are the type of companies who are going to give you job? If you understand this ecosystem, then only you'll be able to plan your career. So the first type of company which will give you a job can be a startup company. In startup company, you have advantage because you may you may understand a lot of things. You may understand a lot of departments. A single person works in 2 or 3 different departments, understand a lot of things because too many people won't be there. So a startup company may offer a job to you. The second type of a person who can offer a job to you can be a intermediate level or a growing company, which is at a mid level, not a startup, not a very established company. And the third type of a company which will give you a job is a well established firm, which can be a MNC. So whatever knowledge you are going to gain during your engineering, during your BTech, MTech or diploma, these are the people who are going to utilize your knowledge. This is the place where you're going to apply your knowledge. So basically, you need to gain your knowledge and skills based on their requirements in their respective departments. Now, what is the problem? I'll tell you, I've been handling placements in eConstruct since last so many days. I think the green screen is coming here. No? Okay, so basically, since from the time I have been handling placements in eConstruct, people just call and say, ma'am, I want to apply for a job. That is the first thing. When I ask next question, job means what? What in civil? They will say, I want civil engineering job. This is the funniest part because in civil engineering, there are so many things. If you just say that I'm applying for a civil engineer job, and if the clarity is not there for a student who is calling for a person who's seeking for a job, then it is on phone itself we understand that person is not having much knowledge. Because if you have clarity that in which subfield you want to work, then you will definitely speak much more confidently. And on the phone, when you're calling for the job itself, we know that the candidate is right or not, because candidate knows or not. So that information you get you can make out on the phone itself. So the first thing for freshers, I would suggest, please have clarity. Don't say that, don't call any HR and say that I am applying for a job. And if they ask which job, then just don't say civil engineer. Because in civil engineering, there are a lot of things. And before calling, you should know which department is your cup of tea. So now there are 3 types of companies, which I told you: startup company, intermediate level, growing company, or a well-established MNC firm. Now, this knowledge and skill is applied in these companies. Now, the next thing to know is what these people are going to offer to you. I told you that you'll pass out from the campus, you'll go till retirement. Who are the people who will give you the job? Please write down. The first person can be independent landowner. Independent landowner means the person who is having land, basically. And it can be anyone. It can be your father, it can be your mother, it can be your neighbors, friends, or relatives, anybody who has purchased a small or big land. Now, small or big land doesn't matter the size of the land. Somebody who is having a land and who is planning to construct is definitely who plans to construct or design is your potential client. So you people have a potential client over there. The next, please write down, the first person in your ecosystem, the first entity in your ecosystem is independent landowner. The second person in your ecosystem can be a builder or a developer. Please write down. The third person in your ecosystem can be an architect. Okay, because civil engineers do get jobs from architects also. Then the fourth person in your ecosystem who will give you job during your 20-25 years of work experience would be a structural design engineer. The next person would be after structural consultants. Basically, structural consultants can give job to you. And the next person can be a civil contractor. I hope you know the difference between the builder, developer, and the civil contractors. So like eConstruct does civil contracting, we do government projects also. We used to do private projects, but right now more of government projects we are doing. So civil contractor is the next person during your career of 20-25 years who will give you job or work. Even whether you're employee or employer doesn't matter, but these are only the people who are going to give you work during your experience. So these are the people. The next person in your ecosystem who can give you work is the government agencies, and next one can be international agencies. Okay, so government or international agencies, these are the two people who can give you jobs. So these are all the people who are going to give you work, whether you're an employee or employer, during the span of 20-25 years to 30 years. Is it clear? Are we clear till here? Can you please write it in the chat box? Let me check it. Let me check the chats. Please write down. It's clear. I'll repeat once again. You people are going to pass out. From that time till retirement, you are going to work in the civil industry for 20-30 years. During this 20-30 years, there are people who are going to offer you job. During this 20-30 years, you may work as an employee or employer. Whether you work as an employee or employer, in both the cases, you need work, you need job, you need to get work from them. Now, this work as an employee or employer is given by the people in your ecosystem. If you don't know people in your ecosystem properly, that what is the expectation of these people, then how will you plan your career? Because finally what you are learning is going to get applied with these people, like independent landowners, builders, developers, civil contractors, architects, structural design engineers, government or international agencies. These are the people who are going to give you work. Now you have to understand what is the requirement of these people. Then only you have to start planning your career and start planning that how you're going to gain the skills, how you're going to gain the knowledge and the relevant experience. Till here we are clear. Okay, so you all have written yes. Now the next thing, I'll just tell you, these people are going to offer you what? Project. Now what is the project? What is the life cycle of a project? Please understand, the project has 3 phases. The first phase is contracts management, and the second phase is designing consultancy, and the third phase is execution. So the first phase, I'll not talk too much about it, but let me tell you, there is a huge potential in contracts management field also. And many civil engineers think that after passing out, I'll start working as a civil engineer, or I'll start working as site engineer. I'll start working as only, 2-3 options they feel that they have. But no, contracts management is the first phase in any life cycle of a project that you're going to get. Now, contracts management, what happens? Negotiation happens between the client and the employer, the client and the company. After negotiation, they decide the terms and conditions, the requirement, the specifications, and the contract is signed. This is such an important step. In India, many people just start working, kache ka kaam kind of, ki kache mein kar denge, zaban se bol diya, it's okay. But when the project starts, lot of issues start, and after the issues start, it goes completely in litigation and the project even stops. So just imagine how important contracts management phase is. But people sometimes sign the contract and keep it aside. There is no one to monitor whether the work which is happening as per the contract which has been signed or not. So contracts management is one of the area. Please write down, if you're not interested to go for a project manager or a site job or BIM modeler or even as a structural design engineer, then contracts manager is one of the phase you can consider, where and please Google that for contracts management, so many jobs are there and high paying jobs are there. 5 to 6 lakh rupees package easily it is given, even for 1 or 2 years experienced person. So this is one of the area. Actually, I was not supposed to talk too much about it, but still I'm telling you that this is one of the area. If you're not interested in BIM or structures or project management, please consider contracts management. But your English communication should be extremely good. if you do not have good business writing skills and negotiation skills and people skills, then contracts management may not be your cup of tea. But it can be enhanced. The skills can be enhanced if you decide to be in this. Just Google contracts manager job, and on Indeed and other sites, all the Work India, you on naukri.com, freshers.com also, you will see so many positions are available for contracts management. So this is the first phase, but let's not talk about it now. So second phase is I'll consider that in technical life cycle of a project. If I have to tell you that these entities in your ecosystem are going to give you work, they're going to give you project. Now project has two phases, design and execution. Under design, what is the first step? Generally, the first step is understanding client's requirement. And the last step under design consultancy phase is to hand over set of drawings. Now, what are these in between steps? There is an architectural plan, there is electrical plan, plumbing plan, 3D view, elevation, structural analysis and design plan, in which you do the substructure, superstructure. Then plan sanction activity happens in sideline of all these things. So I have just put it under the design consultancy. Plan sanction again is another small phase, but it is the most important phase, I would say. And once these things are over, you go to the next phase of the project, which is execution. Now under execution comes again the first step is again understanding client requirement or handing, and last step is handing over the lock and key or handing over the project. Now under execution, sometimes you during your career of 25-30 years, you will either do design work, only design work, or you will do only execution work, or you may do turnkey wherein you do design plus execution. Now if you want to decide, you should actually decide that you are good at which phase under this, whether you want to go for architectural planning, you want to go in structures department. These are the things which you need to decide. And what are the type of projects that you will do during this 25-30 years of your career? One is residential project. Please write down residential project, commercial project, industrial project, and infrastructure project. These are the four major types of projects which you will do during your career. And under these projects, if we have to talk about the life cycle of a project, then it is either design consultancy or execution consultancy. Execution and construction. So this is the life cycle of the project. By looking at this, you have to decide that you fit into which department. Now, what are the different departments? Departments can be BIM department, structural department. It can be a project management department or basic drafting. Even to enter in any company, if you know AutoCAD, ArchiCAD, Revit, these kind of softwares at a fairly good level, then you can also enter in any company in the drafting department, and slowly one at a time you have to gain skills and learn things. Now for freshers especially, I would like to tell you, start learning this life cycle. Means even if you learn architectural planning slowly as per Vastu, in India Vastu clients are asking, so architectural planning you can do, then you can make the electrical plan, you can make plumbing plan, then 3D view you should be able to make at least 2 or 3 options we give to the clients. Then structural analysis and design, in which we use softwares like ETAP, SAFE, SAP 2000, SAP Bridge, RCDC, Procon, or STAT Pro, STAT Foundation. These are the type of softwares used in our company under structures department. Under BIM department, the softwares used are AutoCAD, ArchiCAD, Revit Architecture, Revit Structures, Revit MEP, then Navisworks, Solibri, and Synchro, Dynamo, these kind of things. Under project management, you should learn Primavera, MSP, and MS Excel you should know. Microsoft Excel you should know very well. You know, there are people who go on a side job and they see that we are feeling like a labor because you're not using technology. And right now in India, unfortunately, not all the companies are using technology. But trust me, in coming years, technology will be everything. Complete technology will come even in the civil industry. In IT, it is a complete technology based. In civil, I have observed, this is my personal opinion, that little bit unorganized sector it is. When you are on site, you are dealing with the laborers, which are completely at a different level. You are dealing with the vendors from where the materials come. You're dealing with the accounts team. You're dealing with your own team, your own colleagues, and you're dealing with the client also, because client comes to the site, you deal with the client also. So these are different entities on site with whom you are dealing. So your people skill, communication skill, management skill has to be perfect. That is first thing. Another thing, using technology, like if you learn MSP, you learn Primavera, or you learn ERPs. Like in our company, we use Zoho, projects. You can please write down these terms as a project manager or as a site engineer. Do you know Zoho projects? If you know Bitrix 24, these kind of ERPs are used in different companies. So these type of ERPs you can learn. Apart from that, you can also learn these Primavera, MSP, and Excel. These three things, and plus your communication skill. Another thing, if you're working on site, you should be very rough and tough. You should have that nature, to deal with any type of situation. So that is extremely important. So these are the skills required on the site. Now, if you are planning any department, now another thing, many students are not aware of BIM technology. When they call, and if we even talk about BIM technology, some people will ask, is it BEAM, BEAM? Is it a BEAM you're talking about? So it's a BIM technology, building information modeling. This technology, we have also made one video. It is there on our YouTube channel. If you want to go in depth, you can go there and watch the video called What is BIM? It's an interview between myself and Mr. Sandeep, and you can watch that to know more about it. But using BIM technology, you can actually see the whole project coming up. And it's like 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, up to 7D BIM technology is there. And this is the future. If you're thinking that how will I start after I come out of my engineering, how do I get started? If that is the question going on in your mind, then BIM technology is the future for civil engineers. You should and must consider learning. And if you're not learning now, then after 1 or 2 years, when the technology will become compulsory, because in India, for bigger projects, like if the project is more than 100 crores, 200 crores, without, or even 50 crores, then without BIM technology, a project will not move forward. So if you think that you want to work in bigger companies where bigger projects are there, so BIM technology is used. So BIM technology right now is not used in small projects by small clients. But if you learn these kind of things, then bigger companies are using these technologies. That means you are securing your job in a bigger company at a bigger, higher position and with a higher salary. Now, these site engineers generally say that, no, I'm feeling like a labor, because somewhere the skills are less. Somewhere the skills are not there to that level wherein you can handle the project from start to end in such a way, in such a technological manner that you have data for everything. And data is everything in today's world. If you ask me, you should, at any given point of time, a site engineer should be able to tell that according to the contract, what was supposed to be done, what we are actually doing right now, and what are the materials which we have already consumed, what is the exact material we have consumed, what more is required, what was the budget, where are we lacking in the budget, whether we have exceeded the budget. All this information should be handy, not that he has to go and check in some register or check somewhere. It should be handy. And that's why these kind of apps also we are designing, which is a ePMC app, in which all these things will come like in just one click. Client or anybody involved in the whole project will be able to see that what is the data. So this kind of technology is going to come. If you're thinking that this is an unorganized sector, no doubt about it as of now, but it is becoming organized. A lot of things are becoming compulsory. And as far as other countries are concerned, like US, UK, UAE, other countries, this BIM technology is compulsory. So if you start learning now, you will take minimum 1 year to 3 years to become expert. And by the time you become expert and gain industry experience in the BIM department for 1 year to 3 years, you can easily get a job abroad. In less than, if you just plan for 1 to 3 years properly and get a core technical experience in the BIM field, then you can definitely get a high paying job. You will never end up in that 10, 15, 20,000 rupees salary job, and you will never have that job. Generally what is important is job satisfaction. If you're working, you should feel that, yes, I'm doing something valuable, and you get that satisfaction, job satisfaction. And as far as salary is concerned, if you have skills, no company will deny you a salary, trust me. So these kind of skills are very important, but you need to have clarity. So as a fresher, if you're calling any HR, please next time do not say I'm applying for a civil engineer job. Say that I am applying for a BIM modeler job, I'm applying for a structural design engineer job, or I'm applying for a site engineer job, whatever, or I'm applying for a contracts manager job, I'm applying in the department of estimation and tendering. Whatever is the department, it should be clear. As a fresher, when you call and say, I want to apply for civil, and then the next question generally comes, which job is available? Tell me. Now, if I say that in my company, BIM modeler's job is available, but if you do not have the skills, again, you're not going to get shortlisted to even come in the company for the interview. So these are few of the things you should keep in mind. And if you want to become structural design engineer, then of course there are 4 basic parameters on which we also train many people in a on-the-job training environment. The first one, as we have said, structural engineering fundamental based knowledge. Second is code based knowledge. You should read codes as much as possible if you're aspiring to become structural design engineer, whether Indian codes or international codes. You should master it. In the lockdown period, it is the best time. Don't just sit and waste time in anything but read codes. If you're sure about making career in the structures field, please start reading codes. Another thing is software based knowledge. Now many people, I'll tell you that many people call me for a structural design engineer position also, that I want to apply for a structural design engineer position. And when I ask them, what are the structural designing softwares do you know? I have got replies like Revit architecture. Now Revit doesn't even come under this department. Or sometimes people say that I know ETABS, but they will know only ETABS, they will not know SAFE. So substructure and superstructure, if you want to learn both, that means you are of complete 100% use to the company. Because if you know the substructure and superstructure, both the things, then you will be able to do the project from start to end. See, you have to think from the employer's point of view. When we talk about ecosystem of a civil engineer, who are the people who will give me job? Now, those people we already listed out. What are the expectations of those people? The expectation of any employer is simple. Or any client, even if you are a business person and you are getting projects from your client, the expectation is very, very simple. The expectation is, if I'm hiring someone, I'm hiring a civil engineer, what do I see? I will see that the person should be able to do my project from start to end and deliver to the client. The technical reporting and presentation, if he is able to do it, is a extra plus point. And if this plus point is there, do you think we will not hire? We will hire. For sure, we will hire. So if you want to get hired in any particular department, make sure that you learn in toto. You know ETABS, then you know SAFE, which is a foundation and draft designing software. So you know ETABS and SAFE. If you know STAD Pro, you should know STAD Foundation, something like that. If you're applying in the drafting department also, in the BIM department also, people know only Revit architecture. You can actually consider learning Revit architecture, Revit structures, and Revit MEP. I'm not saying that learn all of this together. You can learn it one by one. So you should learn in toto. That's what I mean to say. The next 4 parameters. Fourth parameter is type of project. So you, as a structural design engineer, you should be able to do RCC, steel, composite, PEB, shuttering, design, post tension. These are the type of projects that you will be doing using different softwares like ETABS Basics, ETABS Advanced. We have divided into 2 parts in our company, but it's the same, ETABS basically in depth. So then SAFE, then SAP 2000, and add-ons, we have certain softwares like CSI Bridge, RCDC, Procon, etc., CSI Detailer, etc. So whatever you are seeing on the screen right now, please take a picture of this and paste it somewhere, write it or paste it somewhere, take a printout of this and just paste it in your room if you're aspiring to become a structural design engineer. This is what you need to learn. The question is, you're not going to learn everything at a time. You will be learning one at a time, and the planning is just for 6 months to 1 year. Trust me, our students are able to learn all of this in just 6 months to 1 year. We have made it happen. To our trainees, we made it happen in less than 7 months. People have learned these things. What you need is consistent efforts, discipline, and one more thing. How many of you are planning to become structural design engineer? Please, can you write in the chat box? I hope you're not getting bored. Yeah. So if you want to become structural design engineer, I want to tell you certain things. Some people are raising hands. So basically, if you want to become structural design engineer, I want to tell you, you need to have 3 Ps. Please write down. I call it, I'll just write it for you. 3 Ps. Do you know what are these P? Any idea? First and foremost, you need to have passion for structural design engineering. Second is patience. Because I'll tell you why patience, and practice. So these 3 things I have written. First is passion, patience, and practice. These are the 3 things you are going to need if you want to become structural design engineer. I'll give you an example. Do you know how doctors become expert surgeons or doctors? They actually practice in they have to go and practice under other doctors for years together. Do you think by learning the books for 4 or 5 or 6 years, are they able to go and do the surgery? Please write in the chat box. Any doctor who has learned in what do you say, book, who has a bookish knowledge, will you be able to go and do the surgery? Tell me. No. And to do the surgery, even after studying for so many years, what he needs to work under another surgeon who is expert with 20 years 30 years experience, and learn from him by seeing, by doing it. The best way to learn is by doing it. And why? Because surgery, suppose if a doctor has to do a surgery, what it is, it's a judgment. 1 mm 1 centimeter here and there can cost a life. Do you agree with this? A doctor, if he does a little bit of mistake also, it will cost a life to him. So similarly, if a structural engineer is not having any judgment, so it's a judgmental science. The doctor's knowledge is a judgmental science. Do you agree? Do you think doctor gives the same tablet to everyone? Because do you think doctors are giving same kind of a treatment to each and every? Yeah, the basic remains the same, but it can't work same on every person. It's going to be little different, and it's going to be judgment also. Even doctor doesn't know that after giving certain things, is it 100% going to work? He will see the symptoms, and then he will decide that the symptoms, how the body is responding to the medical medicines given, and accordingly he will change it. What does it mean? It means it's a judgmental science. So structural design engineering is also a judgmental science. You are not going to get judgment just by reading books or by reading codes or by learning ETABS and SAFE. If you think that I learn 2 softwares and I'll get a job, you will get a job, no doubt about it. If you learn ETABS and SAFE, you will get a job. My question is, are you going to become passionate and that expert, wherein people can think that yes, if we have any questions in this department, this is the person we should go and ask, and what he says is the final one. So that kind of level are you going to get in during your when you are working. That kind of respect, that kind of response from your colleagues in your office, you are not going to get until and unless you have a real judgment. And the real judgment comes only over the period of time. So if you are planning to become a structural design engineer, don't think that you will learn software, you will read codes and you are done. No, with some years of experience, you will be getting the judgment. And after getting the judgment, you can do your freelancing, you can start your own business, your entrepreneurship journey can be started. And initial salary for a structural design engineer may not be very lucrative. It all depends. One of our trainee in Mott is a big company. In Mott, they have offered around, I think, 60 or 65,000 rupees salary they offered for a fresher who was trained by us for 7 months. He had a site experience of 2.5 years. After but that 2.5 years will not get counted if he's applying for structures department, because structures, he was a fresher. He got trained from us for just 7 months, and in the 8th month he got a job in Mott. Mott is a big company. They have 16,000 employees, and they work only on international projects from Australia and all. He met me recently and he said, I'm working only on international projects. I'm very happy. So basically, it all depends on the judgment, how soon you get the judgment. So the learning is going to be time-consuming process. If you don't have patience, don't enter into this line. Because if you don't have patience, you leave early, and if you leave early, the time invested also gets wasted. So basically, it's going to take time. That's what I'm trying to say. If you are planning to become structural design engineer, it's going to take time. So you need to have patience and passion, and a lot of practice is required consistently, which you need to do. And how now next question arises, from whom should I learn? The people do mistake of just going and learning somewhere from someone. If you're learning structural work from anyone, what is the first question you will see in your structures guru? Can you please type? What is the first question that you will ask? What will you check before learning structures from somebody? Experience, okay. Experience, okay. Experience, okay. What else? All are writing experience, number of projects. Yes, right. I'll tell you, if you are learning from if you're learning, this is the correct answer, license. the person who is going to teach structural projects or structural consultancy work to you, he should have license, because on his license, how many projects are really standing there? This is the first question you should ask. And if his license is used in the real projects and the buildings are actually standing there, then he may be the right person. And now the next question comes, whether how much knowledge he has, how much skills he has, that you will check. And experience, of course, relevant experience in the field you will check. But there is something else also you should check. Can you guess what it is? Can you write? No, we already spoke skills. He should have skill, he should have knowledge. We already spoke that. What else? Encourage you, whether he's ready to share his knowledge with you or not. That is the first thing you should check. So whether a person may have lot of knowledge, but how many people are wholeheartedly ready to share it with you? So please check that also. Don't just check that he has a license and he has done 40-50 projects, so he'll be able to teach. Whether he is ready to share the knowledge wholeheartedly with me or not. This is one of the things you should be actually checking. Okay, so the next thing comes BIM modeler. I was talking about, I think, BIM modeling. Just a moment, I'll take out that page. Yeah, so this is the page for BIM. Okay, so we have so far discussed 4 parameters for structural design engineers. Can you just write those 4 parameters in the chat box quickly? We'll summarize this and we'll go to BIM. Structures, what are the 4 parameters? The first is structural engineering fundamental based knowledge, in which comes finite element, PVD analysis, linear non-linear analysis, dynamic analysis, engineering judgment, value engineering, structural detailing, site requirement, thumb rules, etc. comes under the fundamental knowledge. Second, code based knowledge. Please write down. Can you write down? What are the 4 parameters which will make you a successful structural design engineer? The first parameter is structural engineering fundamentals based knowledge. Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen? Can you please write in the chat box? इतना सारा हम कैसे सीखे, अभी वो भी बताते हैं आपको. अभी आप पहले ये जान लीजिए कि सीखना क्या है, कैसा सीखेंगे ये तो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है. पहला क्वेश्चन है कि सीखना क्या है, मुझे उस लाइन में जाना है कि नहीं, मेरे पास उतना पैशन है कि नहीं, मेरे पास पेशेंस है कि नहीं, मैं उतना प्रैक्टिस करूंगा कि नहीं करूंगा. ये सारे क्वेश्चंस पहले पूछिए, उसके बाद जानिए कि क्या सीखना होगा. अब कैसे सीखेंगे ये नेक्स्ट आएगा, इसके बारे में बाद में बात करेंगे. ठीक है, तो सेकंड पैरामीटर था कोड बेस्ड नॉलेज. पता है हमारे यहाँ जब ट्रेनिंग के लिए लोग आते हैं तो हम बोलते हैं न्यूज़पेपर भी मत पढ़ो, क्योंकि 7 महीने में इतना कुछ सिखाते हैं. अभी स्क्रीन पे आप जितनी चीजें देख रहे हैं ना, ये सब हम सिखाते हैं 7 मंथ्स में. तो हम हमारे स्टूडेंट्स को बोलते हैं 7 महीने का सिर्फ टाइम है इतना सारा सीखने के लिए, तो न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ना बंद कर दो, न्यूज भी देखना बंद करो, पढ़ना है तो कोड पढ़ो, पढ़ना है तो कोड पढ़ो. दिस इज व्हाट वी टेल देम. तो क्योंकि बहुत कम टाइम में हम लोग बहुत ज्यादा चीजें सिखाते हैं, तो टाइम नहीं होता है कि बंदा कभी न्यूज़पेपर भी पढ़े, इतना भी टाइम नहीं होता है. तो आपको कुछ भी पढ़ना है, स्ट्रक्चर्स में पढ़ना है, आप कोड ही पढ़ते रहो फ्री टाइम में. और फिर ये जो सॉफ्टवेयर है, सॉफ्टवेयर बेस्ड नॉलेज. और लास्ट पैरामीटर क्या था, 4th टाइप ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट्स था, लास्ट पैरामीटर्स. ठीक है, तो ये हो गया स्ट्रक्चर्स के बारे में. आगे बढ़े क्या? यस लिख दीजिए. समझ में आ रहा है? Are you understanding? Are you enjoying? Is it getting bored? Okay, so we'll go. Okay, you're enjoying. Okay, I'm glad. So we move to the next parameter, which is BIM. Now, how many of you already knew about BIM technology? How many of you had already know about BIM technology? Please write down. How many of you, how many participants are there right now? Let me check it out. Out of this, how many? No idea. See, ma'am, thoda bahut. Okay, I never, whole session. Okay, thank you so much. Arif, not getting bored. No idea. Basics. Okay. So now, I think I have already told you a few things about BIM. BIM technology is compulsory in so many countries. Why is it compulsory? because you must have come across, if your parents have built a house, how many of you have seen the process of building a house in your house? I mean, when your parents are building independent house or any building, say for example, you must have observed. Okay, let me see what you're writing. Building information first time. How many of you have seen a construction process? घर में कि मम्मी पापा घर बना रहे हैं, ऐसा कोई प्रोसेस देखा है आपने? दीपक कुमार ने देखा है? तो क्या आपने have you come across a situation that it ends up with the contractor on in dispute? Yes. Most of the civil engineering projects, छोटा सा first floor घर भी बनाना है, 1 floor का, 2 floors का, it ends up in dispute with the contractor. This is the worst thing, I would say. Why? Because technology is not there and people are disorganized in this line. And very disorganized, I would say, because you are dealing with the labor class, you are dealing with the vendor class, which is a different one, and you are dealing with the client, and you're dealing with any teams, basically vendors also, client also, and all these people you have to coordinate. You know why we end up into disputes? Because people are involved, and how many people are involved, the type of people is entirely different. Even sometimes laborers will do strike on the site. Even such situations come. Do you agree? Even labor class can give you, that once our project was going on in one of the place called Nidgatta, and laborers suddenly they wanted more wages or something like that, and they said will not work. So even laborers can go against and they can stop the site sometimes. Sometimes such situations may come. So here it ends up in dispute, and it is an unorganized sector. Now you people want to do a white collar job, right? You want to become a white collar engineer, should be called like a not feel like a labor on the site. You want to feel like a white collar. So you know what is required? You need to become a very good project manager who is using technology. And if you learn BIM technology, you people are saying that you're not aware about BIM technology. Right now, I can't go in depth because Mr. Sandeep's session is over. He generally gives the presentation on BIM technology, but there is a video on our YouTube channel, which is called What is BIM? It's an interview session. Please watch that. If you learn BIM technology, that means you are doing a civil engineer's job, site engineer job in a white collar manner. You're doing it in such a way that you have all the data and everyone is happy at all times. Everything is informed. You go in dispute only when there is a miscommunication. If the data is not there, you go into dispute on the site, and once it goes into dispute, everyone is at loss. Labor will lose the job, client will lose the money and time, vendors will lose the business, everybody is going to lose the business. So and the site engineer may lose his job. So what you need to make sure is data is the key in today's world, in today's digital world. So BIM technology will help you in that, because it will give you the plan, elevation section. These are the technical thing. It will give you perspective. It will give you time model, cost model, energy model. And in 7D, you have hospitality, you have maintenance also, that the project is handed over. Previous times, what was happening, even till before RERA, what was happening, that the project is handed over and in less than a year, cracks are there, everything is leaking here and there, person is using the house every day and cursing to the contractor. Do you agree with this? Have you seen this kind of scenario, that the house is 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old, and completely somebody is saying video is getting stuck? Maybe a network problem here. Is it okay now? Are you able to see? Please write down in the chat box, please. Okay, so this kind of situation comes only and only because data is not there, only and only because site engineer is writing in the register. Site engineer himself is not having the data on his tips, that anytime any question is asked, he's not in position to answer because he needs to check it out. So what you need to do is, you need to bring technology, and BIM technology is the solution. If you are feeling that you want to do a white collar high paying job in civil industry in 1 or 2 years or 3 years, or even now, BIM technology awareness has come in the industry. People are using BIM technology. Big projects will never get over without BIM technology. So if you want job in a big company, big position and big salary, then you need to learn BIM. And today, if you choose not to learn, you will take 1 year to 3 years to become expert. Let me tell you, this is not something that overnight you will learn. It will take 1 year minimum to 3 years to settle down as a BIM engineer. And if you don't choose to learn today, after 3 years or 2 years, when it will become compulsory, you will have to learn anyways. So BIM technology and project management skills are must. Under project management, again, there are a lot of other things. Mr. Sandeep would have shown you a lot of things. But if you are working if you plan that today I'm working as a site engineer, it's okay. You see, as a fresher, you are not going to get a job of a project manager. Please keep this in mind. Initially, it is good to become a site engineer and be there and see all the small projects, all the small issues on the sites you need to see. And it is good for you, because when you go to that ground level, you understand a lot of things. And as a personality wise also, your personality becomes very nice. Why? Because you would have handled all sorts of people on the site. You know how to handle people. People management is the best skill, and we need people management skill even at home. Don't you think you need skills to handle yourself, your sibling? Sometimes, as a parent, I would say we need skills to handle even the kids, even the people in the house. That is also a type of a skill. So people skill in general will help you in your family also. It will help you in your friend circle, in your social circle, everywhere. So not only in work. If you are there on site, and as a fresher, if you work as a site engineer, don't feel bad. Work there as a site engineer on that ground level, and you will know a lot of things. Your personality will also, you'll learn a lot of things in terms of people management. As far as the technical management is concerned, you have to learn the technology, because without technology, if you're managing, it's of no use, because data is everything. So BIM technology is the another thing which you must consider learning. Okay, because it is still 7D. Now the softwares which come under BIM technology are like examples I'm giving you. AutoCAD. Now there are people who apply for a drafting job in our company. When they come here as an employer, what is my expectation? Suppose if somebody fresher is coming, complete fresher, diploma person is coming and saying, give me a job of a draftsman, salary of 10 to 15,000 range, and I want to work as a draftsman. I know only AutoCAD. I don't know any other softwares. Now, if we give them to design one plan, as an employer, I expect he should be able to do it from beginning to end. A person should be able to handle it from start to end. But what happens, he's not able to do. Why? Because the client is expecting me to give out the plan as per Vastu. Now, one of the civil engineer told me that, ma'am, this is not part of our syllabus. This is Vastu is not our part of our syllabus. How can I learn? But it's not about being part of the syllabus or not being part of the syllabus. If you're even working on the most basic software, which is AutoCAD, after doing 4 years engineering, employer is expecting you to know AutoCAD and deliver the plan to the client from start to end, then obviously you need to have Vastu knowledge in order to deliver a small G+1 house plan also. So basic knowledge, I'm not saying go completely in depth, but basic knowledge is required. So what I'm trying to say is, whichever department you choose, even if it is as small a department, entry level department as a drafting also, then know everything in depth. You should be able to do technical reporting, presentation, and client presentation also. Technical reporting skills are so damn important. And so many civil engineers, they will learn the software and they will think, kaam ho gaya. Let me go to this institute and learn the software by paying 30,000, 40,000, and let me learn the software. And after learning software, when they don't get a job, they are wondering, why am I not getting a job? The reason for not getting a job is that, are you in position to do the project from start to end to the client? And along with the complete client presentation, if required to be done, you should be in position to do that also. So being a civil engineer, your people skills are important. See, in the phase when I showed you this particular slide, are you able to see life cycle phases of a project? See the designing now. See the designing phase and execution phase. The first phase I have written as understanding client requirement. So how important it is to have those skills also. So if you are becoming once you start going to the industry, or these skills are very important. So technical reporting, presentation, business communication, and business writing skills are equally important. Now, the another softwares which you learn under BIM or project management are ARKA, Revit Architecture, Revit Structures, Revit MEP. If you are learning Revit, make sure you one by one, I'm not saying all at a time, but first you get expertise over Revit Architecture, then structures, and then MEP. So all all the three, if you learn, you will get a better job opportunity with better job salary. Because if you know only Revit architecture, that means in the whole life cycle of a project, you are working in a particular small area, and only that much of work you are doing and giving to the employer. Obviously, employer will pay you less salary. The question is, why am I not getting salary? See, today, if two people come for interview in my company and they say that I know only Revit architecture, another one says I know Revit completely, Revit architecture, structures, MEP, I'll be able to handle that from start to end. Obviously, I will not hesitate to pay him little more. And when he comes in the company, when he knows the whole thing as a whole, obviously the kind of respect that he gets in the company is going to be much, it's going to be at a different level. See, when you go in the company, people should look up to you. They should look up to you that you are a complete package for the employer. Ask yourself, am I a complete package for the employer? Write it. Are you a complete package for the employer in any department that you want to work? Even if it's a drafting department, or even if it's a site department. Do you have those kind of skills of managing the vendors, somebody? Here I would like to give you one example. One of the person called Ullas, he's an associate director now in handling projects worth 100 crores. Those 100 crores projects are all government projects which he is handling right now. He joined us when he was a fresher, just 21 years old. When he came, I told him, we can't pay you. You're a fresher. You're working on the site with us. Okay, fine. But payment is not possible because you're a complete fresher. We will have to train you for 1 year. When he joined us as a site engineer and he was handling one of the project, he was literally not letting us sleep. He used to call even at 10 o'clock in the night, 11 o'clock, that tomorrow morning there is a concreting. This is the payment required. These are the details. This is what is to be done. And if we are delaying from our side to give response, he was not leaving us. He used to send the mails. He'll send the WhatsApp message. He'll call and he'll get the things done. And when he came to that particular site, which was a very small project, but it was a little slow because it was not in the main area. It was very far, and we were having issues of taking the laborers in that particular area, especially in that area where completely the transport was really bad during that time. Now it is completely developed, but during that time that was the issue. But when he came, he finished the project in less than 6 months, and he finished it so damn well that we never expected that being a fresher he can do this much. And his main skill was his communication skill. He used to call the vendors, and vendors started trusting him so much that they started giving things on credit also to him. I mean, that much of rapport he built with the vendors. He built the rapport with the laborers. They had to walk 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, because the bus was available only till the main road. From there, they had to walk till the site. So this person used to take the vehicle, bring the laborers if required. He has completely managed the whole team in such a way that the project came out extremely well, and the client was also very happy with him. And a time came when the client was not calling us but calling him. If there is anything, the queries from the client stopped coming to us directly. It was directly going to him. He has handled to that extent, even being a site engineer. And we felt ashamed that we are not paying him. We took him as a free intern, and we really felt so ashamed that we immediately started him salary, and a good salary. And over the period of time, the same person has become our associate director. He worked with us for 3 years, and then he said, I want to go to my hometown and Tumkur, and he opened his own company over there. It was a branch office of eConstruct which was opened, and he's handling as a associate director today. So and he's very young. He's now 28 or 29. But what I'm trying to tell you is your age doesn't matter. वो चंट होना चाहिए, अपना कोई भी काम निकालना आना चाहिए as a site engineer या as a project manager. और project manager बनना है तो start learning Primavera, like MSP, Excel you should know. So these are certain things, and apart from that, certain ERP softwares like Zoho, Bittrex and all. Now, next thing, if you want to become structural design engineer, these are the skills on the screen. I have already told in BIM Modeler also, I've told you softwares like Navisworks, Solibri, Synchro, Dynamo, Google SketchUp, Tekla. All these come under BIM modeling. And next, under project manager, I already told you should know material reconciliation, investment versus rate of return. Many people are asking me that whether I can become a estimation engineer only. Say if you, estimation engineer is still a lower level of job. Why do you aspire for that? If you become project manager, anyways, you will have that knowledge also. So that is not a job where you can get a very high salary, or it is a part of, this thing. If you really want to work, you can try to become a project manager, in which you can learn all these skills, and In project management, more than technical skills, your people skills will matter. This is one point, keep in mind. And as a site engineer, it is there on your screen: daily work report submission, monitoring, scheduling, resource management, material reconciliation. These are the things you should be able to do. So these are the 4 departments which I am telling you you can learn. I hope it is clear. This is the data for structures. You need to learn. This is the data for BIM modeler, which I have already written here. Codes are also there under BIM, which is 11923 and 2013. Then ISO 19650, BS 1192. These are the codes under BIM. Start reading it if you want to become BIM modeler. BIM and project management has very huge potential. If you have not considered, and if you're thinking that only IT people are going to get high jobs, high salary jobs, you're wrong. Civil engineer starts with little lesser salary, but in just 1 year to 2 years, you can gain good amount of knowledge if you consistently plan and learn. I'll give one more example here. A few days back, we wanted to hire BIM engineer, BIM modeler, experienced one, at least 10 years experience. And we had given ad on LinkedIn, which was a paid ad. I spent quite a lot of money for this particular ad, since it was a paid ad, and LinkedIn is the costliest. I don't know how many of you know this, but LinkedIn is the costliest to do advertisement. I gave an ad on LinkedIn, and trust me, I didn't find a single person who knows the combination of these softwares. There are people with 3 years, 5 years, 6 years experience. They used to say, I know only Revit architecture. Structures and MEP, you can, other department does. But if you learn this whole thing, it will be a game changer for you. By learning AutoCAD, Revit architecture, Revit structures, Revit MEP, you will be able to do the architectural plan, electrical plan, plumbing plan, 3D view. And if you learn ETABS and SAFE along with this, you'll be able to do structural analysis and design. So the whole design consultancy, which I showed you here, just check here. I have shown you that in the design consultancy, can you see? I have shown architectural planning, electrical, 3D view, structural analysis, design. If you're able to do this whole 4 steps, that means you can upload your portfolio on freelancer.com, upwork.com, or many other sites are there which are offering freelancing jobs. If you're uploading your portfolio there, initially you may get in dollars, maybe less amount you may get. Initially, I would say, see, our company used to charge 1.5 lakh rupees to design one independent house, because our design was of that level, in which we were giving them architectural plan, in which a lot of meetings used to happen. So 2-3 options in architectural plan, electrical, plumbing, 3D view, structural analysis, design, and plan sanction assistance, all put together. Our company, for a small house, 30-40 house, G+1, we have charged 1 lakh to 1.5 lakh, being a private limited company. If you start working as a freelancer, consider you may charge only 5,000 rupees for architectural drawing. Doesn't matter, because you are working as freelancer, you don't have much of experience. Even if you start with 5,000, 10,000 or 25,000, you do the whole life cycle consultancy. Doesn't matter. Money doesn't matter. Once you create a profile on freelancer, what happens on freelancer is, once you do your 10 or 15, 20 projects, you get a rating from the client. If the rating comes 4, 4.5 or 5, over the period of time, if you get a good rating on freelancer, then you'll start getting the projects. And this will also happen over the period of time. Initial first 6 months, it may happen that you have to work for free. Doesn't matter. Work doesn't matter. Or you may work for 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 rupees. It's okay. But over the period of time, you can start getting a lot of money just by doing freelancing, just by learning AutoCAD, ArchiCAD, Revit architecture, Revit structures, Revit MEP, ETABS, and SAFE. This whole combination will allow you to become part of this design consultancy. Are you seeing this design consultancy over here? Are you able to see the phase? You will be able to do all of this just by learning these softwares and just by gaining some experience. Now, the next question, how will I get experience? I need internship. Where do I get it? eConstruct had offered internship for more than exact number, I don't remember, but I think 120 to 150 was the range. We provided internship last year, and in our company, we are providing internship even to second year students. We are not waiting that, no, you have to come in final year. See, we don't think age is the barrier. And if you're whatever you are learning today, keep your people in the ecosystem in mind, because those are the people who need your skills, and your employer expects only one thing. Whichever department you work, no matter which small department, big department, whichever department you work, in that department, my employee should be able to deliver from start to end without giving any work to me, that to the employer. or without even hiring another person, if you are able to do a work of 2 or 3 people, your employer will never leave you. Trust me, I'm telling you from the employer point of view. Employer will always think, how do I retain this person in my company? I have to have this person in my company. Tomorrow, if you're sitting in interview in any company, and if you know the right combination, and the worst part, I'm telling you, which freshers are doing, worst part, I'll tell you, I get so many resumes. Even now we have started one this thing that people send resume and we give them feedback about what is the impression of their resume. This service we started few days back, and I've got hundreds of resumes have come to me, and I am seeing one thing that freshers are doing, that they, in the first paragraph, should make it clear that you're applying for which position. Sometimes they're writing it in general, or they're writing that I want to apply for a structural design engineer position, and in the resume, in the skill sets, they're writing Revit architecture, AutoCAD, and I don't know why they are writing 3ds Max. I have no idea. People are writing Luminous, 3ds Max. I don't know if these softwares are useful for a structural design engineer. Why it is even written in the resume? And even if you want to write it, don't write it under skills for the position. See, you have to basically understand one thing, that you need to make it very clear. Your resume should look as if, you know, the technical skills, knowledge and relevant experience छलकना चाहिए आपके resume में. और अगर नहीं छलक रहा है, अगर उस टाइप का इंप्रेशन नहीं पड़ रहा है, तो your competition has begun in the inbox of the HR. If one job position advertisement comes, thousands of resumes come for one position. HR is not going to select your resume if that kind of right skills are not written over there. So people are writing that I'm interested in BIM modeler's job, and they will write STAD Pro. So basically it clearly shows that civil engineers, especially freshers, are not having clarity only. Understand who are the people. Please write down quickly. Now I'm telling you to write 10 points. Please write down the points. The first point, understand people in your ecosystem. Next 25 years, if you are going to work, who is going to give job to me? Who is basically going to give job to me? Who are the people in my ecosystem? Please write it. First, are you writing it? Somebody can write it in the chat box. Who are the people in my ecosystem? Now, who are the people in your ecosystem is independent landowners, builders, developers, architects. Okay, I have to speak slowly. I'm sorry. People in your ecosystem are builders and developers, architects, structural design engineers, civil contractors, very good, and government agencies. You can write government and international agencies. Now these people, the question to be asked is whether you know the requirement of these people, and do you know in each department which skill sets are used. Don't write wrong skill sets in your resume. If you are applying for BIM modeler skills should be there. Another tip I want to give you, if you're making your resume, your portfolio, make it in such a way that when the project is there, when you're writing the project, people are just writing in 2 lines that I did this project and this project. This is a wrong way to write it. If you have done any projects, you have to write in this way. The first thing, project name. Shall I write in the chat box? Okay, I'll just write here. How you will mention, the main thing HR is going to see is project name, project size, means what is the total size of the project, then project cost, then project, who is the client, project का client कौन है, किसने बनवाया ये project, किसका है, who is working on it. Okay, then project का cost, cost I already told. So name, size of the project, cost of the project, and technical details you can add, like for this particular project what softwares or what technology was used. And after that you can mention what is your scope of work in that project. That's the way to write the project. What people are doing, they're just writing I did the name of the project, and plus you should add a snapshot. Do you want to see a sample this thing? Do you want to see a sample portfolio? Then just go to, I have created one video 2-3 days back. The name of the video is Do you have a plan to make successful career in, how many of you have seen my video, this video? How many of you saw 2 days back? Okay, Avinash Karmarkar has seen ecosystem of a civil engineer. This is the name of the video on our YouTube channel called eConstruct Design and Build Private Limited. Yeah, so it is the same thing. How many of you have not seen? Just please type there. How many of you didn't see? Okay, Kautuk has seen. Okay, Gunashekar, you can go back and just check it out. Many people have seen. I'm very happy. So basically, in that video, at the end, I have shown one sample portfolio. Please go through that. So the next thing is, I have already told you, we have already summarized that understand people in your ecosystem, entities on whom you are going to be dependent during your 20 to 30 years of work experience, what those entities are expecting in any of their departments, what is their expectation and how can you fulfill their expectation. If you understand this and learn and plan according to that, then you will be successful and you will gain a lot of money. You will get a lot of money. Don't think, see, people have to go to bank and they have to see, another example, suppose if you are buying a phone, what would be the maximum cost of the phone? What is the maximum cost of your mobile phone? Please type. 20K, okay. Please type quickly, 10 to 15K, okay. 1.5 lakhs, okay. If you're buying a laptop, what is the cost of the laptop? In general, on an average, how much would you spend on a laptop? Yeah, depends on requirement, agreed. In general, we are talking 50K, okay. Now, if you're buying a car, I know you can buy it for crores also, but on an average, we are talking about average. If you're buying a car, 6 to 7 lakhs or 10 lakhs, you will spend, 8 lakhs you will spend, okay. But if 20,000 you'll spend, somebody has written, okay, 7 lakhs, 4.5 lakhs, okay. Okay, if you are buying a house, 35 lakhs in crores, 35, 50, I think 35 lakhs also आजकल बहुत मुश्किल है घर मिलना. 50 lakhs plus हो गया है, एक अच्छा घर चाहिए तो 50 lakhs में भी थोड़ा मुश्किल है, इंटीरियर का खर्चा बहुत हो जाता है, but yeah, 50 lakhs will consider. It depends, I mean 10-15 लाख में भी है जो बजटेड हाउसिंग के कुछ आते हैं बहुत छोटे से, but I'm talking about थोड़ा रहने लायक हो. Now answer next question. Those who are attending this session, are you going to buy your own? Do you have a dream of buying your own house in future? Please type quickly. Yes. We are getting so many yes. So that means there is a potential. At least if we start building house for all of these people, there is a potential. Jobs will be created. Designing consultancy will be required. Construction would be required. Car also required, somebody has written yes, but for car and everything, the EMI would be very less for your car, for your mobile, for your laptop, but for house, imagine how many people are still requiring house. So many people have dream of buying a house. So the scope is there or not? Scope is there. Question is, are you ready to deliver? And by using technology, and trust me, you'll feel like a labor. You'll keep on feeling like a labor if you do not know the technology. So the summary of this whole session, I would say, learn BIM technology. If you learn structures, Mr. Sandeep, who always handles all these structures department, who is leading the structures department, I'm just telling you what he says. Mr. Sandeep says that if a person knows structures very well, he can actually become a very good civil engineer, and he can jump to BIM, he can jump to any other line also. So basically, after becoming a good structural design engineer, you can always jump to BIM, you can always become a site engineer, but a site engineer can never become a structural design engineer. Please write down, this is a golden statement. Please write down. What did I say? Site engineer cannot become structural engineer. It's very difficult. A person who is on site for a long time, it's very difficult for him to become a good structural engineer. He'll have to put a lot of efforts. We have made it possible. That's a different story. Many site engineers have left jobs, but they had to take a break of 1 year and come to us, and they had to learn for 7 months to 12 months from us, and then they shifted to structural engineer. Like I said, Vikrant, like the other person who did who got a job in Mott with a 60,000 salary. So such examples are there, but then you will have to sacrifice a year, take a break, learn, and start from scratch. So when you start from scratch, your salary may be less as 15, 20, 25,000, and slowly it will increase. So, one thing I want to tell you: don't think that you want to become a BIM modeler. So why should I learn structures? Structures is something, if you're in first, second, third, fourth year, I would say make your structures is like a laying your foundation. It is like you're laying your foundation for your career. And you all know what is the importance of foundation in any structure. So when you're laying a foundation for your career, structures is something you should learn. Forget about that. In future, you may work as contracts manager, you work as a BIM modeler, you'll work as a project manager. But structures is something Mr. Sandeep always says that if structures is strong, you'll be able to do a lot of other things. You'll be able to move to any other line also. So that is the next thing I want to tell you, that consider learning structures and BIM both put together. And I have already said you can start freelancing just by learning few softwares in a right combination. Don't just learn softwares, learn it in right combination, and you will be able to become a good civil engineer who is in position to do the project from start to end. And if you know the life cycle of a project, which is design, consultancy, and execution, you will not learn everything at a time. You'll be learning one at a time. So plan 1 year to 3 years plan, and you're done. Another thing I would like to say, that if you would like to get your resumes feedback from us, because right now in this session it's not possible, session is coming to an end. If you want to get your resumes feedback from us, just WhatsApp your resume on 9036 744 017, and we will give the feedback to you. Completely, we are going to give you feedback on each and every resume. Okay, so that's about it. I hope you got some information about ecosystem of a civil engineer. If you understand and master the ecosystem, you will be able to get a lot of information you will be able to do. You'll be able to plan your career in the right direction. Some people are asking about the learning options at eConstruct. We have full-time and online both. Right now, full-time is also converted to online due to COVID-19. The first training is master study in structural engineering. Second one, master study in project management with BIM technology. And these two courses put together forms the third course, which is master study composite course in structures, BIM, and project management. Content for online and offline course both is same. And fees is same, content is same, duration differs. That's the only thing, but I don't want to talk much about this session. If you are really interested, some people are messaging, please subscribe to the YouTube channel eConstruct Design and Build Private Limited. All the information is there, and I'm recommending few videos. Salary graph, career graph and salary package of a site engineer, career graph and salary package of a structural design engineer, career graph and salary package of a BIM modeler. These are the 3 videos. I have already shared the link in the chat box during that time only when Mr. Sandeep was taking the session. I have shared it. Please, I request all of you that please go through those videos. It will give you clarity. So the summary of my session is, forget about learning first. First, understand what you want to learn. Identify your cup of tea. Identify the skill sets expected in that particular department. And once you understand the skill sets, start gaining skill sets one at a time and learn only from industry experts. These are the tips or the summary of my session. I hope I was able to clear most of your basic clarity you have got. I hope so. If not, you can WhatsApp me always on my number 9036 744 017. We get hundreds of queries on that number. So your wait time may be 24 hours, 12 hours to 48 hours may be the wait time. So please wait patiently, and you can just poke me once again. That's all. Some people are asking about the training programs. All the information is on our website. So our website, and also our number 9036 744 017. Okay. Any questions? I'll take 1 or 2 questions. Some people had written that, how do I learn? Let me just go back and check it out. Whatever videos I have told, please go through that. Recording, somebody is asking recording of this session. Okay. Okay, any question? Any question? Three messages. Okay, for a structural design engineer, MTech is necessary or not? People are asking. I really don't know what to say, but in my career, I have seen so many successful structural design engineers who are not MTech. Mr. Sandeep himself has also done a different kind of a training, but not exactly MTech. His experience in Rambol company when he was working in Dubai itself helped him to take the license. That much I can tell you. And since we are interviewing diploma, BTech and MTech students, I would say more or less they are on the same level, unfortunately. If you want to know what is the reason, there is another video which I have made, what's wrong in the making process of a civil engineer. Please write down what's wrong in the making process of a civil engineer. If you're asking me that whether I should do MTech, I don't want to answer that question. It's up to you. But one thing you need to ask when you're joining any course, even if you're joining e-construct, even if you're joining MTech, one thing you need to understand is what is the outcome expected? What do you want? After doing MTech, are you in position to become that complete package for your employer? If the answer is yes, please go and join any course. See, you ask one question to yourself. What is the question? After doing the course, after doing XYZ course, whether it is MTech or anything, am I a complete package for my employer? Ask this question and look around that people who have done MTechs, what is the current level of knowledge that they are having? And if you think that will, and I would say that even if you're doing MTech, it's not a bad idea. You should do. It's a post-graduation degree you will get. Do it. I'm not denying. But along with that, you need to do internships in company. That is very important. In the whole final year, don't go and copy the project. You know what MTech people are doing? They're going and copying the projects. They're going and buying the projects, or they're copying the project from the senior, and little bit change they'll make and it's done. Little bit change to the senior's project is their project. So this kind of attitude, even after doing MTech, you're not going to learn for sure. You're not going to get a good job with a good salary. Even after doing MTech structures, I've seen so many such people, and people call me every single day for career counseling. I receive so many calls. Our whole team is there which takes the calls, and MTech is not going to help you if you don't help yourself, because you need to do a lot of internships in your final year MTech. And even right from the first year, if you're in BTech, every single semester break, please go and do internship, even if it is 1 month. The university has already come up, and universities are actually telling you, college are all actually telling that go and do internship. Some people will call me and say, I need internship, but I just need the certificate for my academic purpose. So we don't give that kind of certificate. But I feel so sad to hear such things from students from first, second, third, fourth year, that I have to do compulsory internship. Can you give me just certificate? I'll pay you. eConstruct doesn't do such things, but there are institutes who are earning 5,000, 6,000 by giving the certificate. But who is at loss? Student himself is at loss, I would say. So such things you don't do. If you want to do MTech, please go ahead and do it. But you will need industry experts to train you, to make you an expert structural design engineer. You need industry expert only. So MTech can be done, but along with internship. That's the answer. Any other question? I'll take a last question. I'll take last question. Where should I go? I learned to know software, but study GATE exam, then software. How could I manage those things in an effective way? Please enlighten. Internships are the only answer. Internships. Avinash Karmarkar. You see, Avinash, I want to give you one more example. Some people may not agree with me. Some of you may not agree with me, but this is what is my observation. Okay, I'm seeing this observation from so many days. People are appearing for government exam, and after BTech they are spending like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. They are 28 years old and they are still trying for government exam. Finally they don't get selected there, and then they are in a vicious circle. They are in a complete deadlock. Now what do I do? Because I completed my BTech, after that I have studied so many books for the government exam, I didn't get selected. There are many people who call and say that I got selected for the prelim but mains is not clear. Now I'm 28 years old, I'm 26 years old. Now what do I do? How do I start from beginning? And it's very difficult deadlock situation. What you need, whatever you want, please do. You want MTech, do it. You want to go for government exam preparation, do it. But along with these things, industry experience, doing some projects in online also. eConstruct offers it. If you're asking me where do I get it, eConstruct offers it. We have the numbers, you can call us. There is a selection process. We visit the college also. We would like to visit your college. If you want us to visit your college for an internship drive, then you can connect us with people in your you can connect us with the placement officers basically, and they would invite. And we used to go, we have gone all over India in so many colleges, till Sikkim Manipal University we have gone, and we have conducted so many internship drives. If you want us to come in your college for an internship drive, there is a selection process, written test is there, and there is a group discussion and a technical interview. But trust me, people learn so much in this one day of drive which we conduct, because we'll conduct in such a way that every single person will have a takeaway. They will understand what they lack. The complete one-to-one we tell that what is the feedback and how you should plan. So people really enjoy the internship drives that we have conducted so far. We have conducted internship drives for 500, 600 people, 1500 also once. So if you want to get internships, if you are thinking that along with MTech, how do I learn? Connect us with the placement officers. We'll come to the campus. If you're selected, you'll get an internship from us. If not, you'll get a career counseling. If not, you can join any corporate on-the-job training program, which is available in online with us. All these options are available. And some people are saying that, ma'am, is BIM technology comes under the structural engineer? No, no, no. It's a separate department. It's a different department already. Then contact previous students. Okay, all that right now I can't give my previous students numbers here on this platform, but maybe you can just go to our YouTube channel, and feedback videos are there. If not, you ping me on my WhatsApp number 9036744017. I'll send you feedback videos of our students, or few numbers also if you want. And portfolios, please check. Portfolio of our previous students you must check on our YouTube channel, and especially in that video which I uploaded 2 days back, which is ecosystem of a civil engineer. You must check the portfolio in that. You have to make your portfolio in that way, and you can get a feedback for about your resume from us. Our whole team is there. 5-6 people are there who are going to check your resume, who are going to give feedback about your resume. So just WhatsApp. You have to just WhatsApp. Don't call, just WhatsApp. Then what are the other questions? When is the next structural engineer course going to start? All the information on the website. I've seen when they require masters and experience. Okay. Osama Mahmood, you are asking that they need masters and experience. I would suggest 2 masters in part-time, wherein you have to just go for the final exam, and during that time get an internship under any highly experienced consultant who is doing good projects. Even if it's a startup company, it doesn't matter. Okay, so these are the things I would suggest you. There are companies who say that I need masters, but honestly speaking, after conducting so many interviews, we have realized that all are at same level only, not much difference. And many companies have started to realize that it's not, the degree is not something which is going to matter. At the end of the day, whether you are able to do my project and deliver to the client or not matters. So even if you learn ETABS and SAFE, if you do and you are able to do substructure, superstructure just by using these 2 softwares, and if you have a good code knowledge, and you're able to, if you have the knack and judgment of structures, you'll be able to do the project and deliver, not just by learning software but having the judgment. And if you have that, then MTech or BTech will not matter. And personally, I have met many people who are diploma, but they have a lot of knowledge. So that's the answer, I guess. I hope you're satisfied with the answer. Somebody has asked, I'm in 5th sem student, want to do internship on a company. How can I go through it? You're from which college? Rahul Gorai. You're from which college? Can you please reply here? I have got some new messages. I've given. Okay, it is ARKA JAIN University. Where it is? Which location? Is it Jharkhand? Rahul? Rahul has replied, I think. Rahul Gora, you are from ARKA JAIN University. Rahul, you can just connect us with your placement officers. This is in Jharkhand. Just connect us with your placement officers. We conduct a lot
Yes,
of
ma'am.
drives.
Yes, ma'am. This is our college, and we will connect with you, ma'am.
Yeah, sir. If you just connect with us, and whenever we have internships, definitely we will, work together. We'll offer you internships. Okay. Any other queries? So shall we end the session then? Yeah, so, Fawzan, you have written that I know ETAP, STAT, Pro, Safe, SAP 2000. Definitely, if you know so many softwares, we can conduct an interview for you and you can get a job. Definitely, you can. Okay. So, shall we take a leave now? I hope you all enjoyed the session.
Yes, ma'am. Obviously, very informative session.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
ma'am, for such an informative session. I'm certain this students, uh, the session would have helped our students know about the various career goals and opportunities they have as a civil engineer.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thank
Now
you,
we,
ma'am. Yeah.
thank you, ma'am. Now we are concluding the workshop.
Yeah.
I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks. I, Shatavisha Sinha, on behalf of Department of Engineering and Polytechnic, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to our honorable delegates who took out their valuable time out of their busy schedule and blessed us with their presence. I mention our deep sense of appreciation to Mr. Sandeep Pingale and Ms. Shraddha Pingale for accepting our invitation. Also, I would like to extend a special thanks to Professor Dr. S.S. Razi, Vice Chancellor AJU, and Mr. Amit Srivastav, Director AJU, for inspiring us. I also wish to express my gratitude to our Dean, Student Welfare and Campus Director, Dr. Angad Tiwari, for providing encouragement and support. I am very grateful to Professor Ashwini Kumar, Assistant Dean, Department of Engineering and Polytechnic, for giving us opportunity to organize this event. I heartily thank all the participants for their active participation. As no program can become successful with a single person, I would like to thank the conveners, Professor Kumar Shubham and Professor Maniranjan Kumar, and